Mr. Education Minister, please, why you are going slippery? And Wesley girls must insist. They can go to court and get their ruling. You go and meet the teachers there. What is this business? We are going to practice our religious faith. We must do, what is it? Your words are there to learn discipline.
You know, the education sector has lost its credibility because the foundation of this education, since Genesis of the Bible to the Quran, ladies and gentlemen, as I'm talking to you, its foundation is about morals. That is why some people go to school, they change to become better people at the end of the day. Yet, one of the things that show that the NPP failed when it comes to their education system is what they did to replace the morals with what we call the human rights. This is where the NPP, they had it wrong. They were able to lay good foundation, they were able to lay good policies for the country, but yet, because they refused to do what we call the morals in the education system, no, they totally failed. So under the NPP, we saw that there were lots of insanity around, leaks of students insulting and so on and so forth, students engaging in all sorts of bad manners. All this happened because they did refuse to do what we call morals, and then they replaced the morals with what we call the human rights. This is where the NPP, they had it wrong. And then for a whole minister of education to come and say that it is the right of students to practice every religion that they want on campus. Is it right for students to practice Freemason, sorceries on campus? If it is right, then Freemason is also a religion. Why can't they perform it on campus? Yet, if the education minister don't take note that the education sector isn't about human rights that we are talking about, but rather it is about morality. Because as someone see, this matter is about the Wesley and then the Muslim girl. All this while there has been a lot of Christians going to Muslims institutions. Me myself, I went to Tia Media Senior High School Kumasi. Right now I know how to recite the Al-Fatiha when it comes to some parts of the Quran. You know, we know some practices because Muslims were learning from Christians, Christians also learning from Muslims. This made the school somehow beautiful. This is what makes Tia Media, because they chose to allow Christians to also do whatever they want on campus, and this made the school beautiful. And then on the other hand, there are also some Christian schools that do allow Muslims to come there, practice their religion as well, learn from them, and this makes the school the school. And also when it comes to some other Christian institutions, and also their own is basically on their background. So even if you are a Christian and then you belong to a different denomination, they will not allow you to come and do your denominational thing there. All what you have to come and do is to come and do their own thing. And you know, at the end of the day, they have become one of the best institutions across this country. When you take Frempe College, you know, the combination of the Methodist and Presby has made the school the school. When you take Opokuwari, the combination, the Roman has made the school what we call the best school. You know, the Presec Legon and so on and so forth. Wesley girls, on the other hand, has become the Wesley girls that we know because of their actions, because of what makes them, because of their background. And then at the end of the day, they are saying that this is our practice, this is what we do, this is our action. Everybody must follow it. There are a lot of Muslims who have been in that school, a lot of leaders who are Muslims. I'm talking about ladies. Actually, school and today they are doing their Muslim thing. Almost sign free or more Muslim home. Today they are practicing whatever they have to do because we are there to acquire what we call discipline. The moment we take discipline and then morals from this education sector, and then we say that we have the right, we have the right. It is the right of every student to get access to information. Why is it that you, at the end of the day, you people are preventing them from using phones? Isn't it their right to use phones? It is the right of everyone to put on every haircut that the person do prefers. Because Ochanitinos Okucha 77 Asebi and Tina Home first and Yeshe. But at the end of the day, the education system, because its foundation is morals and then discipline, is saying that no, everybody should go by this. Everybody is going by that. And you, the education minister, for example, not long ago, made it clear to the Republic that the education system or the schools is not where we are going to do beauty content. The question is, what has haircut got to do with education? But yet you people are forcing us to go by it. Hooray, we have to go by it because the education system, which everybody knows, is that it is about morality, but not about human rights. And as a home minister, you stand in parliament and then say that we have the right, we have the right. We all have the right to join any denomination and then any religion that we want. But the question is, will you allow the Freemason, sorceries, and then other forms of religions to be practiced within the education system? No, you will not do that. So why are you saying such things? Bjay show kai so be subscribe. I think so you are sharing link in my for the next thing is you do well to leave a comment. Ladies and gentlemen, Owusu, who is a member for the movement for change, now as I'm talking to you, has been called the United Party Plus. What did not to say was who born dog? And then in fact, the education minister, where he's going, and yet, because for a whole education minister, if you don't understand what we call morality, you cannot replace it by what we call human right. Do you know human right? If we are all to do human right, we have the right to this, we have the right to that. The question is, where will be what we call the discipline? Don't students have the right to take any shape of haircut that they do want? They do have the right to. But the question is, why are we restricting them to a certain limit? I was like, a chairman in an out to some of Ghana for especially and some now back concerning the Wesley girls together with the Muslims on the other hand, saying that and the Supreme Court and so on and so forth. Also, in fact, this is insane. Because on the other hand, Wesley girls has not restrict anyone from say because of so we are Muslim, young follow school. If they wanted to start what we call discrimination, first of all, come and fat girl in the school. And the girl is not the only first Muslim to go to that school. The question is, omo bejai Muslim so nana. So why are we trying to put on this perception and then we are being like it is their right, it is their right? Whose right? Ahanum Bjay show. Yenti and Samache so Ura Solomon Edituja.
I went to Prempeh College.
Prempeh is which mission?
Presby and Methodist.
Okay.
Before then, I had never sung any Methodist hymn or Presbyterian hymn before.
You didn't go to church?
I mean, I on the street. I wanted to practice. Yeah, street. I wanted to practice my fetish priest on Prempeh College.
You wanted to be traditional.
So that we,
so to speak,
we put on
African.
our powder.
You know my name is Jebunche, right?
It's absurdity that Methodist, the Wesley Girls School must insist.
Really?
They must insist on what has brought the school to where it is, for which reason parents want to send their wards there. Prempeh College must insist on what has brought the school to the levels that people want to attend. TRMS must insist. Look, there was this ruling about the Rasta man in Achimota. People were jubilating. We must allow right. If you are a young man and you are going to school, are you going to learn discipline or you want to do what pleases you?
No, but Rasta doesn't mean you are in.
What Rasta? Go to Rasta school. The school says you must keep your head at a
it's
certain.
now in the US doing.
Forget about that. I've seen him writing all. You see, we must not introduce impunity in our system.
Well, what is impunity?
What are you talking about? The school says A, B, C, D. That's why we learn discipline. After school, if you want to do your own thing, go and do your own thing.
You mean conformity?
Conformity.
What is it?
Then they must also go there and say that you will not attend prep. It's against our religion.
We watch bosses.
What is this?
We wear bosses to lectures.
This right is what some professors asked us to be doing tumu in this country. Remember, tumu, LGBTQ. I saw professors going to court. We must allow men, women and women to be sleeping because of right. Small thing we are in court. Because we think that we know English.
You think that's a bin of
But Wesley girls must insist. They can go to court and get their ruling. You go and meet the teachers there. What is this business? We are going to practice our religious faith. We must do, what is it? Your words are there to learn discipline. When they come back to their homes, you infuse your religion into them. Why is it that they are not even preaching about African religion? All this Western religion. They are not even talking about that. Look, the schools are what they are because there are certain principles. And not because you want to introduce to them new things to destroy the schools. Ever since you started all these business, some of the quality, the caliber of schools we had, the quality is even going down. We are not allowing the schools to implant in these walls the discipline that we used to know. The last time I went to my alma mater, I saw some boys keeping bushy hair. I said, this is not proper college standard. You dare not put your hair go beyond a certain meter.
No, but Gen Zs have hair bushy.
They are on our various campuses using Mama was doing TikTok because of some of these things. Everything I know my right to. Hey, Mr. Education Minister, please, why you are going slippery? Allow the schools, the religious bodies to infuse the discipline. Wouldn't it be so nice that you are coming from an Islamic background? Then you go to a Christian school, you also introduce it opens your mind about the worldview of religion.
Yes.
So what is this business that go to TR Mass and go and see how Christians are praying every Friday? They know, look, Sylvester Boati, a typical Christian, he can recite all the Quran from head to toe. He went to TR Mass. Beautiful.
You go to a new environment,
Beautiful.
you a new culture.
Black Rasta, he went to TR Mass.
Which Black Rasta?
Your own Black Rasta. Kumasi TR Mass. Is he not? Pan-Africanist, he can recite the Quran from head to toe. He led it there.
If I choose to
The beauty of it,
Islamic
that is the school, and before you went
Black
there,
Rasta?
Black Rasta, you knew that it's TR Mass. We are not doing Christian business there. And people have not had any issues with it. Hajia Halima, they went to Wesley Girls. Did you ever hear them complain about religious treatment on campus? They went through it beautifully.
They knew before they went.
They made friends. When you go to the school, the Muslims, the Christians, they are so happy. You parents, adults that you are out, instead of encouraging them to continue to be happy, you are here and then creating also problems. Are you in the
parents and the adults rather creating problems?
The parents we have today,
not rights enshrined by the same constitution.
They open phone lines. I went to a particular school. You know, weekend they want the walls to speak to your parents. The parents of today, we have a problem. The walls are crying, parents are crying. I mean, I said, Jesus Christ. Your word is in secondary school, you will miss it. You will miss it. After secondary school, you are not going to get hold of your word. Because from secondary school, if it's going to continue, goes to university, independent life has started. Yeah. Why do you want to continue in this that be nonsense?
You mean cajoling them?
Cajoling.
I have a friend, her name is Zainabu Muhammad.
Zainabu.
She totally agree with you.
But what are you talking about?
Zainabu is a Muslim.
Yes.
But you think you are going to do
that? I don't want to see. She said you totally agree with you.
The young ones in there, they are so happy.
What is that?
They embrace themselves. Me, my daughter, the best friend is a Muslim. When they are walking, you will not even see the difference. But you parents, you are out there and you are discussing right. Who cares about your rights?
Speak the truth and stop these things that we are doing in this country.
So there's a communication member for the United Party Plus talking about the whole banter between the Wesley girls and then the Muslim girl, where the thing is in court, Supreme Court ordering the Wesley girls to answer and so on and so forth. Abusia, let us not do partisan thing with it, because we know a lot of Christians who have been at the Muslim schools, ladies and gentlemen. So a Christopher born man, if they start to recite the Quran as if they are Muslims, but yet they are not. Me myself, I have a lot of Muslim friends because I went to Tia Media Senior High School, and then it was a lovely thing. As I earlier mentioned, you learn from the Muslims also they learn from us, and so on and so forth. I had Bjay show subscribe. I think we are share link in my for the next thing is you do well to leave a comment.